Hello, this is Cuckoo. I'm in celebration mode. Let's celebrate. Yeah. Celebrate, celebrate. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, yeah. How about these lights? How about that? Let's celebrate. You know what I'm celebrating? I'm releasing an album. And I haven't released a proper album in a while. And yeah, I'm just really happy that I did this. Let me explain. Celebration tea. I made a live set based on two OPZs that I wanted to make like a set that I could bring with me, something that's very small and portable. And it turns out this is the set that I've played the most. And so I decided to record it and make an album out of this. And I decided to not kind of reproduce it, but rather just base it on the songs that are on the OPZ live set. So that's what I've done. I'm going to put this here just to kind of, Rosalind, she can hold them. Yeah, there you go. It's nice. So what I want to do now is just play through the songs and also show you a little bit of how I edited the songs. And it's going to look remarkably simple because I didn't re-record everything in multi-track, but rather just performed for a long time and then kind of re-edited the songs and tried to tighten it up and make a good arrangement out of what I already have. So let's play the songs and celebrate. So let's hang out. The first one is called Lollipop Intersection. And just regarding the weird names, sometimes I just make up a name and then that's it. No like proper thinking or anything. And sometimes it takes a while, but most of the time it's just, oh, what's this song? What am I going to call it? And then something pops up and that's it. So this is called Lollipop Intersection. It's actually two songs. Let's listen. So this is the opening of the album. And I think sometimes some people ask me, what kind of music do you make? And I have a big issue naming the genre or anything about this. And when I was pressed, I came up with Lollipop. Is this Lollipop? Like LOL pop? One more time. Now here's a build-up or a bridge, I don't know. This is also definitely in the same category, LOL pop. Like it's designed to be a live set, so I wanted some ups and downs and some downtown where it's just chill times and up again. Sometimes, especially when playing live, it's about kind of feeling out when it's time to move on. But when making an album, it's a different kind of sensing. I still need to sense like when it's time to move on, and it's right now. And I'm calling this the LOL pop intersection because it's tied into two songs, and there is some sort of intersection between the two songs. And I decided to just keep it low for a while, just be in this mysterious world for some time, just hang out here. Bring it even further down. Just slowly take it down. That's the second song in the same song. Intersection. And also here, like, I'm staying for a while to like speak to the audience, like, okay, are we all on board now? It's kind of the next section. And I hit it off. Okay, get ready. Second gear. Then again, like a place to chill, give space, especially given that it's a live set, it's based on a live set. Like, create this space where we can just appreciate what just happened. Maybe say something to the like people you're chilling out with, and get ready for the next. Yeah. There we go. Take it down again, kind of feeling out how much could we cram out of those patterns that I'd made there without making it overly repetitive. And the second wave there, I decided to edit quicker because I felt like I'm running out of, I don't know. Yeah, it was time. And now we're kind of fading out in a bit. Not fading out, but yeah, it's time. Yeah, so that's the opening song on my album. I always called it LOL Pop Intersection, but thinking about it now, maybe I should call it LOL Pop Intersection. In any case, thanks for sharing this little moment. I'm gonna head over to Logic Pro and just give you a sneak peek of what that looks like. Is it this? Song 1? Yeah, that's the one. So if you're familiar with editing and creating songs and stuff, you can see that, what? Is that it? That's nothing. And yeah, it's really a lot of preparing, and I'm not sure what's going on with the microphone. Maybe it's just, no, it's my headset. Yeah, it's a lot of preparing and like programming on the OPZs. So I've pre-mixed everything to sound good for a live performance on the OPZs. And then I've just recorded like a very long recordings. And whenever I feel like I didn't do that well, I just kept it running and trying to do like a better transition or a better expression or accent. So, and then I'll try to capture the moments that will create like the perfect edit. Like for instance here, there's a lot of small edits there. Like many of those repetitive stuff, like beat repeats, it's accents that I do on the fly on the OPZs. But sometimes I feel like I couldn't really get it to where I wanted, so I'm going in there and making additional edits. But like here, you can see there's a whole section. It's just no edits whatsoever. And then sometimes I can head in there and make additional edits. And on all of the tracks, what I've done is, let's see here, actually no EQ on this, no effects, but I'm sending occasionally, let's open up that automation. I'm sending occasionally to a reverb. I've got 2 reverbs set up, one long and one short, and then I've got one delay set up. So let's open up the automation here on the synth, and we can see that over here I'm sending to a reverb, down here I'm sending to the other reverb, and down here I'm sending to the delay. So let's see here, for instance. Like sending a little swell there to a reverb, and then yeah. So and here I just practically duplicated the tracks and edited this on a separate track because I wanted like this transition to be fairly chill, and up here it's more hectic. So that's why I created a separate track for the transition here. Here again, sending to reverb. And the set in itself also has reverb and delay. So I'm just adding a tad here and there where I feel like it's making sense. And there is one instrument that I've added in a few of the songs, just a little tad, and it's this piano. Let's listen. there is very little of that. As you can see here, I planned to have more of that in here. It's an unicorda piano from Native Instruments. Beautiful, beautiful piano. And I wanted to have it all here, but it was a bit too much. So it's just a couple of accents here and there, like this. Just ending off that with that. In the background there. Yeah, so that's the way I've created all of the songs, basically. So let's get over to song number 2, which is called I Forgot. Yeah, here it is. Something I was supposed to remember. What was it? There was something I was supposed to remember. Everyone, what was it? There was something I was supposed to remember. What was it? I was supposed to remember. I forgot in a dream. I forgot in a dream. I forgot in a I forgot in a dream. I forgot in a dream. Can you tell right from wrong? Right from wrong. Can you tell right from wrong? Can you tell right from wrong? So this whole first part of this song, it's also one of these songs that is kind of divided up into 2 songs. And now I'm reaching the end of the first section here, and you'll be fine. Yeah, I decided to keep this one song, even though it's technically like 2 songs. But yeah, I don't know. I feel since it is a live set, this is the way the vision is planned. And the way I divided up the 2 OPZ units, it's like the main arrangement on one and only the piano sounds on the second unit. So now you hear the pianos on the second unit. can hear, this song had vocals, and the vocals is something I recorded and produced and then put on the main unit. So it's sampled and chopped up into very tiny segments of samples. So that's why the vocals, overall, all of the songs that are vocals are actually coming from the OPZ machines. And it became like part of the way I composed and produced these songs. Like, I had an idea of what the melody and vocals should be like before putting them on the OPZ. But once they were there, I started playing around with the samples and putting them in an order and in different pitches and playing around with them and creating new melodies that I didn't intend before I put them on the units. Like, these are instruments, and once you have an instrument in your hand, you want to play it. So that's what I did. Like, have a sort of playful approach on how to approach the vocal production in this album. Yeah, and basically all of the, let's see, I got something hidden down here. Whoop, there we go. Basically all of the tracks are produced in the same way. So I'm not going to show all of them, but one thing that I can mention here is, let's see, is this one? Yeah. One thing I can mention is that, like, here is a third track that was red, and in my world, vocal tracks, they're red. I always make them red. So here, on some of the recordings, I felt like the vocals weren't really well put in the mix. So just to be safe, I kept recording without the vocals and then record again some takes with just the vocals. Like, for instance, here. There was something I was supposed to remember. What was it? Just to be able to isolate the vocals and make sure that it's coming across in the way it should. And sometimes I just needed one little place with the vocals, and sometimes I made like really good improvised chops and chirps on the instrumental part, and then I just wanted the vocals to actually be straight. Like on the OPZ, I could do that, but I need to kind of plan it a little bit better. I could like turn off the tape effect on the vocal track. But I decided here, because I was creating an album, to separate the recordings and just make sure that I had like a clean take of the vocals, and then went bananas with the instrumental. Remember. And so in the end, I put, let's see, here we go. On the master bus, I put this on there, just a tad of a room reverb, but very, very little. Like, if you see this here, you can see that, oh, it's almost at zero. Not sure, like maybe like 4% or something. Like, just to give, like, take the edge off of things and make it less digital, because these have a footprint that is extremely digital. And is it too digital, too crunchy? I don't know, but when you're creating an album, I feel like I want to make sure that you make something that is pleasing to your ears, but without taking the edge off it too much. So, and while I was working, I also had trying out my own masters, but just to have something to listen to. And then in the end, when I was done, I stripped the mastering off, took it away, turned it off, and sent it to an external mastering engineer called Nathan. And what's it called again? Obsidian Sounds. Nathan. I'm gonna put some link here or in the description. Nathan has been a tremendous person to communicate with, and we obviously don't live in the same town or anything, so it's a lot of emailing, sending files back and forth, versions, and commenting on versions like, oh, I would have liked if this wasn't so harsh in this frequency range, and so I think it took us about 5 iterations of back and forth until I was happy. And so yeah, so next song, what I would do, yeah, next song is Toe Drag and Pearl. And if you know me, you know that I like a game, an old video game on the Sega Mega Drive called Toe Jam and Pearl, and somehow this inherited that name, just made a different version of it, Toe Drag and Pearl. And not sure, it's like a skateboard versus a game heritage showing up in the title here. And it's basically like I wanted this funny tune that is just constantly transposing up. So let's have a listen to it. Really can't help but just moving around and fingering the melodies and leads. I'm actually really happy with these songs. And the album name is, by the way, called I'm Not a DJ. So the whole album is called I'm Not a DJ. I forgot to mention at the beginning. Yeah. This is not DJ music. Can you dance to it? Yeah, definitely. Am I a DJ? No. Will any DJ ever play this music? I highly doubt it. Can you spot the Super Mario reference right there? I think you could, right? Extra Life. And this is one of these songs also. I think most of the early songs here on the list are actually 2 songs. So this, especially when I'm performing this live, I meant this to be kind of the band presentation song. But there is no band, so it's just me. And it's actually based on a song that I've created before. Just totally remade. I had a friend and she was on, but just made it totally different. Yeah. This is like a part, especially when I'm playing live, I can improvise a bit on piano. But to be be honest, like playing an improvised piano solo on this keyboard is not a very good experience. So sometimes I have it like a secondary keyboard for playing piano. But I decided not to do that in the recording, because I felt like I tried like an una chord solo here, but it was like a whole different world, like a high fidelity experience versus this OPZ. Didn't really work out, so instead I made like this kind of solo. It was like fiddling around with the second OPZ unit, the piano one. Yeah. Yeah, that's Toad. Oh, I'm blowing into the mic. That's Toe Drag and Pearl. And yeah, this next song is called Lily Bird. And if you've been following my work over the years, you know that this is a song that has seen many iterations. I made it as a single a couple of years ago and released it. I'm pretty happy with that. It's more like that version is more yeah, I released 3 songs and they kind of belonged in the same family of songs. But this one is like more of yeah, it has a clear OPZ stamp on it. And every time I'm remaking a song, I don't look back. I never look back and trying to honor the original version, because for me there is no original version. Like, there might be a first version, but I don't see that as an original version. So this is just yet another reinterpretation of the same core, but it's taking a whole different yeah, route. I'm not sure how to put it, but yeah, this Lily Bird version, I don't know, 15. And also, given that I don't have that much memory on this to put all the samples, the voice samples,
Breaking up the tremor again.
I made it shorter
Try to keep it down on a vein.
and different
Breaking up the tremor again.
in a good way.
Try to keep it down on a vein. Breaking up the tremor again. Try to keep it down on a vein. Breaking up the tremor again. Try to keep it down on a vein.
This part here, especially live in the live stage, I kind of keep it running and see if the audience like catch it, and if they do, I keep it running even longer. It's like a place to really freak out. Yeah. One more time. In a live performance, I sometimes go back to that, I sometimes go back to that place where yeah, you can like truly rock out and have another go at that. But here in the album version, I felt like I think we nailed that part, and it was done. And let's move on. Just have a hint of what was, and then end it. So and like if you repeat yourself too much, it becomes a little bit stale and boring. So not too much repetition there. All right. The next song is called Watching You Move. And this is a song that I've never really finished in many ways. And here is a recording. Like it's, yeah, this is part of an album now. So let's consider it finished in some way. But I still I feel like some versions that I made of this and performed live on the Octatrack, and some sketch that I made on the OP1 as well. They have like different energies. So yeah, not sure what I think the first version of this song is actually somewhere in between song number 7 and song number 5. And they've kind of merged at one point and then gone separate ways. So this is called Watching You Move. And yeah, sounds like this. And by the way, this is the planned order of the song. Straight the same order as the live set.
Cuckoo.
So it's composed. It's composed this way.
It's making me cuckoo. Watching you move is making me cuckoo. Watching you move is making me cuckoo. Please come back to me, back. You got me, got me. Please come back to me, back. You got me, got me. Please come back to me, back. You got me, got me. Please come back to me, back. You got me, got me. Please come back to me, back. You got me, got me. Please come back to me, back. You got me, got me. Right here, but please. You got me, cuckoo. Right here, but please. You got me, cuckoo. Watching you move is making me cuckoo. Watching you move is making me cuckoo. Watching you move is making me cuckoo. Is making me You got me, got me. Please come back to me, back. You got me, got me. Please, please.
And as you can hear, like the way I edit the vocals on the OPZs and then perform them, this is really difficult to sing live because it's so intertwined with the way it's made on the units. So sometimes people ask me, like, why don't you sing more live? And first of all, I feel I really enjoy singing, but if singing live requires much more energy, it requires my voice to be in tip-top shape. It also requires like an audio engineer. I feel like I don't feel like performing live with vocals without an audio engineer. It feels very scary to me. And also, I'm not sure I could do it like several concerts in a row. But like the main, I used to do it, but the main reason why I don't do it anymore is because the way that vocals are produced are very sample based. So how would I ever do that live? I could do it, like create a workflow where I mess around with my own live vocals on the octave track perhaps, or something else. I've done that, but I still feel like, yeah, it's a little bit scary to do it because so much could go wrong. And does it, if my live vocals is not like in tune with the rest of the electronic production, not in tune as in like tonal tune, but if it's not, if it can't really, like live vocals doesn't always compete with this electronic sound and well, samples and snappiness. So if my live vocals then become a bit too sloppy in comparison, it sounds a little bit, I'm running the risk of having a vocals tracks live that sound a little bit sloppy. So it requires a lot of consideration, rehearsing, and yeah. Well, anyway, that was Watching You Move, and I'm pretty happy about how it turned out. I'm glad I made that song finally, even though I still feel honestly that it's not ready. So I mean, it's a version. I'm gonna make another version at some point that has a totally different vibe, I'm sure. Okay, song number 6, You're In My Head Again. And yeah, I'm not sure what to say about it, but it starts like this. You're in my head again. You.
Is that me?
Beep, beep, beep.
You're in my head again. In my head. You.
Is that me?
Beep, beep, beep.
You're in my head again. You.
Is that me?
Beep, beep, beep. Wanna be with you. Wanna be with you.
And this song has
Wanna be with you.
seen many iterations as well.
Wanna be with you. How about we try again? How about we try?
You're in my head again.
How about we try again? How about we try? head again. How about we try again? How about we try? You're in my head again. How about we try again? How about we try? How your head again? Wanna be, wanna be, wanna be, wanna be. All I think about is you. Wanna be, wanna be, wanna be, wanna be. All I think about is you.
Like an instrumental
About is you.
intersection.
Wanna be,
And live, I usually tone this down
about is you.
and create like a space for dancing, and maybe run it just with the drums for a little bit. But here I felt like, yeah, let's do it like this instead.
Wanna be with you. 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 Wanna be with you.
One thing with cooking down the samples to bare minimum like this is that I really have to take down the verses and lyrics to the bare minimum, like what matters in this song, and keep only that, because I have 12 seconds of sample memory per kit,
You're in my head again.
and for every song I'm using one kit for the sample, for the vocal samples.
You're in my head.
So
again.
to
In my
fit
head,
like
my head,
yeah, 12 seconds in there is a challenge, but I like it. You're in my head again. You're in my head again. Is that me? So that was You're in My Head Again. The next song is different in a good way. As I mentioned before, it has, once it was merged, I think, with that song, and in the beginning it wasn't, but yeah, sometimes songs, they evolve, and then you leave them for a year, and then they pop back up in your memory, and the way you remember it is slightly different from the way you played it back then. Maybe I didn't find the sketch, and I start making the song once more, it turns into something very different. And the first version that I played and performed was when I was visiting Bastel Instruments in Brno in the Czech Republic. I performed this song in very different versions on the Bastel Jam, and I think it went really well. I liked the energy then, and after that song, after the concert, I was about to leave and just collect myself again, so I went outside, and one of the people who was watching the show, I think she must have been to the restroom or something. She came and she saw me. It's like came up to me, gave me like a proper hug, like this, where you express how much something means to you. And she did that to me. She gave me like a real hug, and I think it's one of the few times that I experienced that as an artist, like someone coming up to me and truly expressing how much something meant to them. And I was so thankful for that. I still remember that as a very special moment, and it's called "Different in a Good Way." And I think maybe that it must have hit her in a good way. Yeah, yeah. So if you're watching this, if you recognize this story, and it was you, thank you for the inspiration. That made me like remember this song and remember the message of this song. And it's important. It's become more important to me than it would have been if it wasn't for that moment. So thank you so much for coming up to me and expressing that. Here it is, Different in a Good Way.
She's another kind of girl. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, oh, she's another kind of girl. Different, friend. Wanna watch you grow, girl. Friend, different, friend. Wanna watch you grow, girl. Friend. She's another kind of girl. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, oh, she's another kind of girl. Different, friend. Wanna watch you grow, girl. Friend, different, friend. Wanna watch you grow, girl. Friend. Go, yeah. Wanna watch you grow, go, different, go, yeah. Wanna watch you grow, go, different, go, wanna watch you grow, go, different, go, wanna watch you grow, go, different in a good way, 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 different friend. Wanna watch you grow, girl. Friend, different friend, girl. Friend, yeah. Wanna watch you grow, girl. Wanna watch you grow, different. Go. Yeah. Wanna watch you grow. Go. Go. Wanna watch you grow. Go. Different. In a good way. Different. In a good way. Different. In a good way. Different. Different. In a good way.
Different in a good way. Yeah, so that's different in a good way. And it had a different name that time when I performed it in Brno. But yeah, I think for a long time, I was thinking about calling the album Different in a Good Way. But I think it felt a little bit like pretentious or taking too much, I don't know, credit of myself. And I don't know. I feel like I'm Not a DJ is a really good representation of this is too. Before we play the last song, I just want to go back to who mastered this. It's Nathan Moody, and he's running a company called Obsidian Sound. So if you want to approach him, go to Nathan, to his website, obsidiansound.net. And he's a really good mastering engineer, and I'd say a master of communication, which is essential when you're working over email and over the internet. So thank you so much for making this sound as good as it does currently, and to making sure that it sounds good everywhere, not only in like a super expensive studio, but also on a shitty speaker or some terrible headphones. So yeah, Nathan Moody is different in a good way. The next song is the last song of the album, and it's called, well, I named it Time to Lose It, or Time to Lose. And at some point it started off as a spelling mistake. I spelled it like time to lose with 2 O's, double O, time to lose it, which means something else. And then Nathan actually told me, like, I suppose it's a spelling mistake. And I was like, it is a spelling mistake, but I like it, kind of. So in the end, I named the song Time to Lose with 2 O's, which I feel represents something about this song. I don't want to go too dark, but sometimes giving up is the only way you can move forward. But then spelling it like with double O, it's like time to get loose and to kind of unwind yourself and loosen up. And yeah, so there's a kind of play with a kind of word play. I'm not sure. In any case, it's the last song, which I've also called this song Goodbye, but it's so different from that song that I called Goodbye. So I decided to give it a different title, because it's a whole new song now. So Time to Lose, here it is.
Time.
And this is planned to be the end song on the album, on the live set.
Was about to lose it. Made me feel much lighter. Dropped it in the ocean. Thought it got away then. Was about to lose it. Made me feel much lighter. Dropped it in the ocean. Thought it got away then. Was about to lose you now. Made me feel much lighter. But dropped it in the ocean. Thought it got away then. Straight. Was about to lose you now. Made me feel much lighter. But dropped it in the ocean. Thought it got away then. Straight. No, buddy, can't rap. Weather, you, cuckoo. Nobody can shine you straight. Shine, nobody can shine you straight. Shine, nobody can shine you straight. Shine, nobody can shine you straight.
And if you try to count and you didn't figure out the how, yeah, it's in 11 eighths, I guess, or something. 11 by 8. Yeah. So this is the way I ended the live set with this song, and I called it Goodbye for a very long time, but I think it sounds so very different from the original song that was called Goodbye. So yeah, I changed the title. So yeah, this is the release of my album called This Is Not a DJ. Thank you for listening, and thank you for staying with me and celebrating this. I think if you really like the album, listen to it on Apple Music, on Spotify, wherever you find it, or buy it on iTunes, or I'm not sure. So for now, it's available on all the mainstream platforms, and I think I should also make it available on Bandcamp and whatnot. But right now, I'm just gonna chill a little bit and yeah, listen to it on the streaming platforms, or in this video if you wish. And I think the service that I'm using is called the Orchard, and they put it everywhere in all of the services. I think it's even in TikTok. You could probably use some of this on TikTok, which is super funny. I've never used TikTok. I've actually never opened the app. So I know that some people are finding it funny. There are some weird moments in these songs, and if you use that in TikTok, maybe there are moments that are really TikTok friendly in this album. So please go ahead and try to find it on TikTok, see if you can use it there. It would be that would make my day. And send me a message somewhere if you do. Yeah. I'm not a DJ. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm really happy I made this album. And yeah, I was waiting for a long time. I made the first performance with this material in, what is it now? Is it 2018? I made like the first version of most of these songs, maybe not most, like half of these songs on the Digitact for Synthposium in Russia, in Moscow. And then I scaled it down to the OPZs, and while I scaled the physical appearance down, I I continued with compositional work and made like the songs more and more complete, and eventually it came to this. Yeah, but there is no saying that I won't revisit these songs in the future and make like different versions and different, like more of a studio version maybe in the future, which, yeah, that thought kind of appeals to me because they leave a mark. I'm not afraid of this mark, but they leave a kind of lo-fi mark, and especially if you're doing what I did here using samples. So I was using a lot of samples. Like the synth engines are actually giving a much uh, higher quality than the samples because there's a lot of aliasing going down, and it's just the nature of it, and I enjoyed it. But if I were to revisit these songs, I'm definitely gonna take a more kind of high end approach. Yeah, yeah. So thanks again for staying with me. This is Cuckoo. If you enjoy this format, by the way, listening to music, hanging out, I think it could be a really nice format for streaming as well. But in any case, if you enjoy what I'm doing here on YouTube and you want to support me, you could do that over at Patreon, on my Patreon site. So there's a way to support your favorite artists and creators on a monthly basis and help them with little donations. That if many do it, it's a great help for all of the artists that you support. So thank you everyone doing that. It means a lot to me. Yeah, all of that is going into me being able to spend more time on this as my first priority, and which I've been doing for I'm not sure now, 4 years or something. Yeah, maybe even is this the 5th year I'm doing this full time? It might be. Yeah. So thank you everyone showing your support and spreading the word. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Yeah. And with that, I think I'm gonna shut the light off and call it a day. Thank you.